Hi, welcome to Pure Soul Alchemy with Gabriella. I'm Gabriella Espinosa, intuitive catalyst for change and creator of the Pure Soul Alchemy healing system. I help people who are at a crossroads and ready for a new direction in their lives, but may be feeling stuck or like there is no way out of the challenging situations which they are facing. I assist them by shifting their energetic grid so that they can make quantum leaps with ease and simplicity, and so that magic can literally happen. I'll be taking us through a soul realignment process for the next 30 minutes. So find a comfortable place where you can lay down, relax, and receive this session. Today's show is a healing session on resistance. We all have resistance towards many things. Some are positive and some not so positive. What we are going to focus on today is the resistance we have that is automatically engaged when we are attempting to make changes for the better. Making new and better life choices often gets intercepted by our hidden unconscious fears of change, fears of getting what we truly want, fear of having something or someone come into our lives that is great for us, but on a subconscious level, we feel we don't deserve this. More often than not, having the good stuff come into our lives may just feel foreign, out of the ordinary, strange, unusual. We just don't know what to do or how to be with a higher degree of ease, comfort, happiness, wealth, love, etc. So we say no on the energetic levels, so we don't even have to deal with the psychological intensity of making a beneficial life change. Now, there will be quite a few moments of silence as I'm being with these processes that we're enacting here today, so just continue to relax and receive during these moments of silence. Pure Soul Alchemy is a transmission of channeled healing technologies which restructure your creative source grid. It's a channeled energetic field where transformative operations and procedures are enacted for you while you comfortably relax. Through my perception and vocalization of the inner energetic grid, we are opened in ways which allow these technologies to come into our physical reality and enact change on our behalf. Once again, be sure to be in a place where you can lay down and relax deeply, even fall asleep to receive the session. To learn about upcoming Pure Soul Alchemy workshops, classes, events, and about scheduling your own personal Pure Soul Alchemy session, go to www.puresoulalchemy.com. This session will be available on the on-demand episodes portion of my show page. It's quite helpful and beneficial to go back and listen again repeatedly to deepen the effects of the session and take the healing further. Now take some deep breaths and bring into your awareness and into your heart an area in your life where you feel you have recurring resistance patterns that you'd like transformational assistance with. If you don't understand some or any of the words I'm speaking, or even find yourself falling asleep, don't worry. What is most important and most benefit is that you relax as deeply as possible to receive the energetic transmission of the operations, rather than trying to stay alert and focused on the wordings or ascribing any real-time meanings to them. So we're going to go ahead and begin. We're going to start by calling forth all of the ascended masters, calling forth all of the archangels, and we're establishing a heart connection with the soul star above our heads, with the incarnational star in the abdominal region, and with the earth star below our feet. We're flowing a microcosmic orbit through and around each of these centers, including the heart center. And we're going to go ahead and infuse and circulate the energetic healing dynamic of acceptance and allowance and receptivity. So circulating these energetic healing dynamics throughout our microcosmic orbit. Establishing a heart connection with the great I Am presence, with divine Mother, Father, God, Creator, Great Spirit, Source, Mother Earth, the nature, fairy, and Devic spirits, the animal, plant, mineral kingdoms, and all of our higher levels of consciousness, and all of our higher councils, all the way to Divine Source. So we're going to begin by clearing for all of us on an astrological aspect. And this one is the fourth house. We're going to commence clearing and mitigating the effects and attributes of this fourth house and how they play out and land in our lives. So the fourth house, I'm going to read a little bit about it as we are clearing. Our emotional foundation and subconscious self-image based on early childhood experiences are established in the fourth house. The way we feel about ourselves and the way that we feel about our lives is conditioned by our experience of our parents' or significant others' acceptance or rejection of us as we are growing up. From these experiences, we developed our sense of belonging and our capacity to receive, and or sense of alienation and a difficulty or frozenness in receiving. The fourth house rules the home, our family as a child and as an adult, the nurturing parent, and our early experience of being nurtured, our most personal and intimate life, real estate and property, and our heritage and ancestry. Here's where we send down roots and establish a base of operations, find our limits, and generally secure ourselves. Right, so we're just going to spend a little more time focused on clearing, mitigating the effects of the fourth house. And just a little information while we're clearing, I serve as a proxy. My system serves as a proxy for yours so that you can receive the operations in greater ease. So sometimes I do a little deep breathing to circulate and move the energy. Right, so clearing here is helping us in many different aspects of our lives. what's coming to my consciousness, and it's not limited to my perception of it's helping, is intimacy, career, and bioflavonoid absorption. Interesting. Also financial losses and gains. Something about bankrolling and setting ourselves up to fail. These are all aspects that are receiving healing from mitigating the energies of the fourth house right now. All right, we're bringing in the consciousness of transcendence. So this is still really deeply clearing. Just reminding you to just relax and let these operations work on you, work for you. There's nothing you need to do in order to receive this healing. Right, so that is going to continue throughout our session and throughout the rest of the day even. And we're going to work on one of our healing requests. This is about gravitating towards feeling taken for granted as a form of resistance. Fearful rigidity on my part and resistance to being in higher solutions and working out a loving compromise with others. Great. So this is an autonomic, automatic feeling that takes hold as a form of resistance, feeling taken for granted. All right, so what I'm hearing is that there has been much debasement that has occurred here within this. So we're just going to start clearing that generally and see if any more specifics come to the surface to inform us. All right, we're going to do some recalibrations on the experience of feeling this particular upset and any type of upset that is tied to it or in relation to it or comes about as a result of this. Okay, another flavor of resistance we're going to clear on today is I do not like to be wrong. I unconsciously avoid it at all costs to my detriment. Then I don't learn from my mistakes or from others when they are trying to help me. Great. This is a good one. This is a very big one for quite a few of us. We're just going to lovingly bring our consciousness around this. All right, we've got several processes going right now. Another one that's coming up is this is an unconscious pattern or habit where we automatically tune out of our lives, tune out of conversations, tune out of situations. We just go unconscious, and this is showing up as a form of resistance. Okay, so I don't know how this ties in, but we're going to clear for it as well. Operating from a place of lack. All right, this is interesting. Avoidance to meet the needs of the pancreas. So this is tied in with the consciousness of the organ, the pancreas. As we're naming these things, we are clearing them, putting them in for clearing. Still very much clearing on the resistance to being wrong, to being mistaken. When in actuality, being wrong, being mistaken are liftoff pads and catapults and necessary components of our learning and growth and evolution process. So we're putting in the new aptitude for being joyous in our quote-unquote wrongness or mistakenness. This is actually a good thing. This is where we learn and create better solutions. So we are injecting a new joyous attitude and aptitude for mistakes, for falling down. All right, we're bringing in a new role for the soul to take on. In terms of acknowledging and learning from our mistakes. Great, so that we're giving our soul a new role. Great. Oh, this is perfect. We've have a request for a healing resistance to forgiving and moving forward, stemming from a lot of childhood abuse. And it's perfect because we began this session by initiating a healing on the fourth house, our astrological aspect of the fourth house, and this is perfect for that. Great. So let's put in we're going to start with a very generalized but focused clearing on resistance to forgiving and moving forward. Great, so let's just tune in. There's some thanklessness, okay, so we're clearing resistance there. Okay, resentments is what we're clearing. Hidden and that conscious and unconscious resentment. Okay. Okay, we've got some deep-set survival fears that we're working on right now with this. Okay, and happens to be, this is interesting, there's a blank spot in our consciousness around this. Okay, we're going to work on that. So a blank spot indicating a portion of our consciousness that is lost to us or that we do not have access to. So we're working on that from the inside out right now. Right, so we're just spending time with it right now. There's not a lot of dialogue going right now. And we're just, okay, yes, so we're also doing work on the pancreas as well as the liver, and this is in terms of self-esteem, recapturing self-esteem that was trapped or lost in our childhood. Great. And while that's going on, we're just going to go ahead and put the intention that this quote-unquote blank spot in our consciousness, that's what my brain is calling it, reveals itself at a pace and a timing that is optimal for each of us. So a natural unfolding of this area of our consciousness and a progression, initiating a progression of healing for this part in all of us. We're going to address resistance that's in place as the result of a great loss, having suffered a great loss. resistance to moving forward, the resistance to being much deeper from within ourselves, and the resistance that comes from guilt. And this resistance, it comes more from the guilt having a hold on us, having locked us and our fluidity, our flexibility in place. So it's almost like serves as a paralyzing effect. And of course, this guilt, this is happening from an unconscious part of our being. It's not something we can just decide, okay, I decide to let go of this. This is just, the pain is so great that it's got us locked. Okay, and this really holds true for quite a few of us. So we're not releasing the guilt, but what we're doing is we're loosening it and softening it, because there is a greater learning and a greater understanding of our worth, value, and innocence that comes in letting go of this guilt, as well as our goodness. All right, we're also going to do a clearing of the timeline for each of us in terms of the operations that we've put online today, as well as any other thing that is creating resistance in us that we are not aware of, that will benefit from healing the timeline. Great. So we are bringing our session to a close for today. However, the operations will continue throughout the rest of the day and for the days following. I'd like to thank you for joining us for Pure Soul Alchemy with Gabriella. To learn more about upcoming Pure Soul Alchemy events and scheduling your own one-on-one session,